Okay, so I'm finally gonna be talking about the GroovyDominoes52 Universe. I don't even know where to start, but okay. There are a few things that I want to address before talking about the GroovyDominoes52 Universe. So for anyone who's been anticipating this like it's gonna be the greatest thing you'll ever see in your life, I'm gonna need to stop you right there and say, I'm sorry, this is the best thing to me personally, but it might not mean that it's also the best thing to you. Although I will appreciate anyone who will genuinely think this might be cool to them, I don't know. And I also want to say that nobody, absolutely nobody, really knows what the GroovyDominoes52 Universe is about. And everyone's speculation and theories on what this is about is pretty much all wrong. And nobody knows what is considered to be related to the GroovyDominoes52 Universe and what's not. Nobody except pretty much the members of the Groovy Gang. It's not anyone's fault though. All information is kept as a secret, so naturally everything is just a lot of guessing. But just to clear up the misconceptions as clear and as quickly as possible, NPCs are becoming smart doesn't exist here. The GroovyDominoes52 Universe has absolutely no knowledge of NPCs are becoming smart or even Roblox's existence. Yes, Roblox does not exist in the GroovyDominoes52 Universe. A lot of things don't. So then, what is the GroovyDominoes52 Universe? To put it simply, it's my escape from reality. And I've kept it a secret because of my insecurities. But because of Musical Day, I'm forced to talk about this for the movie's sake. Nobody is gonna get the references in the Musical Day movie, so I'll finally reveal the relevant information required. Since 2016, I've always enjoyed recording random videos of me pretending to be another person that I just made up. I usually did these when I was bored, and these were just made for fun and not really meant for other people to see other than myself. I'm not gonna lie, I not only enjoy pretending to be these made-up characters that I just made up on the spot, but for some reason I personally get enjoyment out of watching the videos that I made pretending to be these characters, as if I'm just a fellow random viewer that's just watching these videos from another real person. Call me schizophrenic, but this caused one of the biggest chain reactions in my life. And besides, NPCs are becoming smart would have never existed without the GroovyDominoes52 Universe. They're not related to each other, but one was definitely inspired by the other. But yeah, this is the basic premise of what the GroovyDominoes52 Universe really is. At one point, I've made enough characters that a thought came into mind out of nowhere. What if these characters that I made are actually in the same universe, in a sense that there's a possibility that they could meet each other and events that happen in their world can affect any of them? I obsessed over this fact so much that I made a video on September 2017 talking about how cool of a thought that was. This was really when the GroovyDominoes52 Universe was born and given its name. And from this point, the lore started to get deeper and deeper. Now, we won't go super deep into the lore and characters, and I still plan to keep a lot of it hidden, but we will go through what's relevant enough that you will be able to get some things in the Musical Day movie. So what sets the GroovyDominoes52 Universe apart from this universe? Real life. One of the main things is music. In the GroovyDominoes52 Universe, musicality, music theory, perfect pitch is all common. You know how in Disney movies, everybody can just sing and improvise an original song out of nowhere? I know a lot of people find them annoying and hate the songs, but for me, I need that in real life. And so I took that idea and made that the actual norm for the GroovyDominoes52 Universe. But I also tried to make it somewhat realistic, in a sense that this could technically be possible in real life, but no one is really doing it, so it doesn't exist, or it's extremely rare, it seems, for the average person at least. But basically, one of the most essential skills in music is being able to improvise and improvise any kind of harmony. The most practical and most taught is the GroovyDominoes52 Universe version of 4-part harmony. The way they achieve this without accidentally singing the same part is through music theory, but not just regular music theory. The GroovyDominoes52 Universe version of music theory. For example, bass and lead and the lead's harmony are the most straightforward. And actually, I'm sure there are a lot of people that can improvise that in real life. But for more complex harmony voices, their parts may need their own rules and restrictions on how it's constructed to avoid dissonance or singing the same note. These rules are common knowledge among the citizens of the GroovyDominoes52 universe. There's way more to this, and this is just a tip of the iceberg. That was just a heavily summarized version, but it's so much information that it really has to be a series of videos to cover the entire GroovyDominoes52 universe version of music theory and stuff. But yeah, this makes it so that each person in an unrehearsed a cappella group could harmonize unique parts on the spot. And if you listen to it in real life, it would sound like an already written arrangement and not improvised at all, just like a Disney movie. But you know, in the GroovyDominoes52 universe, that's kind of normal. Would I wander through this wonderland alone? Too much in love. One of the best things that are also close to this concept is Andy Arthur Smith. You may know him as the meme singing guy who did this. When the saints go marching in. But ever since I saw a compilation of his actual other TikTok content, I've actually been binge watching all of them. And a lot of his skits really do remind me of what I imagined the GroovyDominoes52 universe to be. These are one of his best skits that I think are pretty close to what I want.
Yes, dude, Thomas Newman, one of my favorite composers of all time. Nemo's Egg, dude, I mean...
Like, imagine just meeting strangers and then you can just pull off something like that while having a conversation. I think that would be cool. I think most people find him to be silly, which shows in his whole TikTok comment section. But I just love to imagine being able to talk to strangers and then suddenly I'm like, yeah, I know that movie. That's the one with that one song. Here we are again. And then suddenly we're all improvising some kind of a cappella with amazing harmonies. I've actually shown this concept a lot in some of my GroovyDominoes52 Universe videos. Here's an interview type video I made in 2017 of that same exact idea.
This song is like really catchy, you know. Here we are again, here we are again, here we are again, he's fucking scared. Here we are again, here we are again, here we are again, he's fucking scared. Here we are again.
It doesn't sound that great in 2024. It was just a random part that I had to improvise in the middle of a 12-minute video, but you get the idea. Basically, my point is, in real life, most people can actually sing along to a song, but only in unison, not in harmony. Here we are again, here we are again. The ones who can sing in harmony are usually the musicians. 'Cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down. But you know, even then, I know there are a lot of musicians out there that don't really know much about harmony and get confused when you try to insert some harmony in there. So yeah, that's one thing that I wish was more common in real life. Now, in order to experience the GroovyDominoes52 universe to the fullest, I encourage you to use your own imagination to fill in some of the blanks. A lot of these videos were made in 2017, so there are many visual errors in these videos, such as editing mistakes, low quality editing, and characters having the same appearance, since, you know, the characters are just made up by me. Using your imagination helps correct these errors and makes the experience more immersive and realistic. Low quality editing can be imagined as if you were viewing it in a high production value. Similar appearances can be thought of as if they didn't look the same, or as if it was just a normal thing in the GroovyDominoes universe. As an outside viewer from real life, many of these characters have little to no differences in terms of appearance, which may cause some confusion, but each of these characters have distinct personalities which could help paint a bigger picture. I recommend that you pay close attention to the personality, clothes, or the accent, or the poses of the characters in order to be able to distinguish their differences. For example, here's a bunch of GroovyDominoes52 Universe characters. They all look the same, but to me, their mannerisms can help differentiate Johnson Johnson from Johnson Johnson's brother. Johnson Johnson is trying to touch a landmine with his finger, while Johnson Johnson's brother holds a stick to touch the landmine. One thing I want to point out that might be important is the fact that the GroovyDominoes52 universe is kind of frozen in time in 2018 right now, since I haven't really made any more videos in a very long time. Any GroovyDominoes52 universe related thing that I make after 2018, I usually set it to take place where I left off. I also kind of find it cool that, in a way, the GroovyDominoes52 universe is kind of like an ARG within itself, where it feels like you are an audience that's watching these videos on YouTube from real different people. Usually, people like to tell stories through books or movies, but I tell stories through making these made-up characters, releasing YouTube videos about what's happening. I had so much free time in 2017 that I even made a whole website that shares everything you need to know about the GroovyDominoes52 universe. I made this entire website for Griffin, which at the time was the only person who knew everything other than me, or at least 90% of it. It even has the fake channels with the fake sub counts and views to capture what these channels would actually look like in that universe, and the layout of YouTube 2017, of course, because that's when I made the website. There's even a whole Wikipedia for each of the characters, stories, media, locations, songs, and even the slang that people would use in their universe. Even a whole different website showing what one of the characters' merch website would look like, where you can pretend to buy the items. Yeah, I was super dedicated about this whole universe thing. However, I will keep this website completely private because I am not looking forward to any potential lawsuits from YouTube, Google sites, eBay, and the fandom Wikipedia, because I literally just copy-pasted their HTML to mine. This wasn't meant to be public in the first place anyways. You will never find the website linked to the GroovyDominoes52 universe. Now that we've talked about the basics of the GroovyDominoes52 universe, let's talk about the characters that are relevant to the Musical Day movie. First of all, we have here none other than GroovyDominoes52, but not the boring real life kind, you know, the one that's actually talking to you guys right now. I'm talking about GroovyDominoes52 from the GroovyDominoes52 universe, which is a completely different person from the real counterpart. Now, GroovyDominoes52 is a movie director, musician, and a YouTuber. As of 2018, Groovy has over 1 billion subscribers and is the #1 most subscribed on YouTube. Yes, of course, I make myself the top in my universe. Let me have my imagination. Anyways, the basic idea is that Groovy is the most popular guy and almost everyone knows Groovy in that universe. But of course, in real life, that would actually kind of suck. Way too many consequences in the real world, which is why I'm only the most popular in my imaginary world, where everything is bliss. Groovy used to be a soldier that was drafted for the German nuclear launch war on April 12, 1983. Some Groovy ARG people might recognize that date, April 12, 1983. Now you all know what it means. But what is the German nuclear launch war? Well, I actually made a whole movie about it in early 2018. You can watch that whole movie right now in the description. But to quickly summarize it, Adalbert, the German leader or president or whatever, got jealous that the US was making more money than ever. So he declared war on the US. And when he realized that he was losing the war and that all of the other countries were against him, he decided to nuke the entire world to bring everyone down with him. Luckily, most of the nukes failed and only hit a very small town in the US. And then after the German leader gets arrested, he's brought to a stage where he confesses his envy before he supposedly goes to jail. And then he's given a second chance and everyone forgives him. And the US decides to give Germany $1,000 a month because friendship, yay! And then Groovy, who was a soldier during that war and a movie director at Red Horse Productions, decided to make a movie about it a year after the war on April 12, 1984. So yeah, I know how cheesy this all sounds and controversial it might be for how obvious the inspiration for the German leader is, if you know. But hey, it was 2018 and I just wanted to make stuff because it was fun. Anyways, GroovyDominoes52 was already a pretty popular person during that time, but that all changed on May 2017, where Groovy would release the song Here We Are Again, which would reach 12 billion views on YouTube and make him the most popular guy in that universe, with over 1 billion subscribers. Okay, next character is Griffin. Griffin is one of the only important characters that isn't played by me, other than Ghostly, who is basically just an assistant at Red Horse Productions. So Griffin is best friends with Groovy, and he was even a soldier as well and fought by Groovy's side during the German nuclear launch war. And then on March 2016, he became famously known as the Cameraman for a popular TV show, Science with John. So what is Science with John? Science with John is basically Bear Grylls or Brave Wilderness, but in the GroovyDominoes52 universe. And instead of talking about strange creatures in the wild, Science with John primarily experiments and talks about dogs, quote unquote, in the wild, which in the GroovyDominoes52 universe are considered as strange and dangerous creatures. Now, one of these canine test subjects that Science with John always does experiments on is Timmy the Dog. Timmy the Dog is a dangerous and aggressive type of canine whose breed is a Pomeranian, and he is known to be located at Pomeranian Pull. Yes, I know Pull stands for place, but I like to stick with what I've always called it in the GroovyDominoes52 universe. However, in the Musical Day movie, Timmy the Dog has been replaced by a corgi because unfortunately, the real Timmy passed away. Rest in peace, Timmy. Without you, Musical Day would have never existed in the first place. And no, we didn't have another Pomeranian as a replacement. And we are not doing a CGI Pomeranian. We ain't getting paid enough for this movie. As a matter of fact, we're not even getting paid at all. Because like I said, Musical Day is just a passion project. So in the movie, I say Pomeranian even if you can clearly see it's a corgi. Well, like I said earlier, just use your imagination, I guess. Next character is Johnson Johnson. Johnson Johnson is a popular experimentalist or scientist on YouTube, similar to something like Nile Red or Action Lab or Electro Boom or any of those YouTubers. He's famously known for a tragedy. On April 2017, he made a video about a landmine experiment where he tried to deactivate a landmine with his finger and unfortunately it blew up and he was killed. One extra detail that I'd like to share is that his brother and cousin tried to make videos about the landmine as well, but with more safety precautions in honor of Johnson Johnson. But unfortunately, they also faced the same fate. And some of his hardcore fans was also known for trying to recreate the incident and died for Johnson Johnson. A little gruesome, but basically Johnson Johnson's death caused a whole chain reaction of deaths known as Johnson Johnson's curse. And then one of his hardcore fans, Jake Anslenu, was so devastated by the passing of Johnson Johnson that he made a whole song about missing him and his videos on YouTube. We miss you, Johnson Johnson. I've actually included this song as a very random ending in the ending suggestions part 6 video without any context, and I find it funny to see that there were so many comments talking about how sad it is despite not knowing about Johnson Johnson and the lore. I don't know, it's kind of funny. Now, next character is Johnny the Interviewer. Although he doesn't actually show up in Musical Day and is only ever mentioned once, I still feel like providing some context might be helpful. Johnny the Interviewer is a TV show that basically just interviews celebrities. Pretty much just a late night talk show. But unlike a talk show in real life, he does interviews in a closed stadium with 1,000 aircons where millions of people can watch. And especially after his interview with GroovyDominoes52, when Groovy first blew up on May 2017, Johnny also blew up with 400 million subscribers and became good friends with Groovy. Next character is the Girly Gamer. Again, she doesn't show up in Musical Day and is only ever mentioned once, but I just feel like context might be useful in the future, I don't know. The Girly Gamer is well known for being GroovyDominoes52's biggest fan. Yes, I made myself a fangirl, but for the Groovy and the GroovyDominoes52 universe. The Girly Gamer became so well known that she eventually became friends with Groovy and is now listed as costume designer in the credits of Musical Day. Now, last one we gotta talk about are the 3 kids. The 3 kids are the main villains in Musical Day. They are a highly dangerous group of children-like anomalies, and they were basically made from a failed experiment by one of Science with John's assistant on October 2017. They disappeared without a trace right after, but now they've come back to cause chaos on February 26, 2018. Now this is where you'll have to watch the Musical Day movie to find out what will happen next. And while they may look like normal children, they're actually very dangerous and very scary. No, yeah, we're not even getting paid to actually edit this shit. Just use your imagination. One extra detail that I'd like to add is that in Musical Day, Ghostly is actually more of the director instead of me, and I'm more like everything else. And Griffin's only role in the movie is an actor. But in the GroovyDominoes52 universe, I'm the director and the other 2 are assistants, which is what I listed in the credits of the movie. And speaking of the credits is just gonna be full of like fake names, you know, just to make it look like it's a real movie. Really just pretend that you are watching the movie in the GroovyDominoes52 universe. Just wanted to point that out to clear any confusion. So now, let's talk about why I've hid this from the public in the first place. To be honest, I was too afraid to be judged. Things like depression, anxiety, suicide, violence, war, discrimination, disharmony either does not exist or is at a much lower intensity than in real life. So I was aware that some people would find this whole universe thing to be unrealistic or too blissful or too cartoony or uninteresting or too weird and nonsense, especially because I know my audience is full of kids, and I mean some very young kids. And even now, I don't think most people watching this would really understand. But today, I am doing this for Musical Day. You may argue that I should have made it public anyways, because what's the point in putting so much effort in the GroovyDominoes52 universe over the years if nobody is gonna see it anyways? But that's not the point. The point is that this is enjoyable to me and I find passion in making these, even if it's just for myself to watch and enjoy. But yeah, this is kind of like what I imagine as a utopia in my head, which is why I made the GroovyDominoes52 universe to be the way that it is. This is more like a form of escapism, a cope for depression and all of those bad things that unfortunately exist in real life. However, after NPCs Are Becoming Smart became somewhat viral, I felt like I wanted to somehow spread the GroovyDominoes52 universe with it, but not too obvious as I was still insecure about it. So I did this in the form as references and ARGs. There are so many references in NPCs Are Becoming Smart of the Groovy Dominoes universe, or things that were inspired by the Groovy Dominoes universe. I was mostly the only one who got them, but I'm sure after watching this and learning about some of my characters, you might start connecting the dots a little more. And I hid a lot of links leading to videos from the Groovy Dominoes universe all over the game and my videos for the past 3 years, because I didn't want everyone to see them, but a select few that were hardcore and had better chances of understanding what this is all about. There were some bad apples, which was to be expected, but there were also a lot of people who were playing along with the videos, which I think is kinda cool, even if nobody really knew what all of this was for and the extent of it. Anyways, that was a lot to talk about, and even then, we are still pretty much at the tip of the iceberg. But that's pretty much all of the relevant lore to get some of the stuff in Musical Day. We've only covered like 2% of the entire GroovyDominoes52 universe lore. Hold on, there's a freaking bug in the lens. Okay, sorry about that. Anyways, if you want to actually see more of GroovyDominoes52 universe lore, be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe. I'll probably reveal more if people really want to see it. But anyways, that's all, and thanks for watching, and whoa, what the shit? Groovy from the GroovyDominoes52 universe? No, it's Time Traveler Groovy from 2017. Ah, that makes more sense. Well, you got a nice place here. Yeah, thanks. You doing that Roblox NPC shit? No. It's actually really good. It's GroovyDominoes52 universe stuff, but yeah, it's still and Roblox NPC era. Okay. But don't worry, I got plans in the future. Okay. Well, do you mind if I use your camera to get out of here for a second? Oh, okay. Thanks. Cannot catch a break, man. Freaking Roblox 4 years in a row. Okay. Well, guys, I'll see you next year. Okay. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. I had to let him do his thing. But anyways, as I was saying, thank you guys so much for watching. And I hope you look forward to seeing Musical Day in 2025.